Welcome to Real Story Hub, where real stories turn into nightmares. Tonight's story is not just about death. It's about what comes after, about a voice that refused to stay silent, about a father who didn't leave his home, even after his last breath. Some say the dead should rest, but what if they don't? What if they stay? Watching, waiting, protecting. Turn off the lights, put on your headphones, and listen carefully, because this story might not be over yet. Now, let's move to the story. My father died in 2005. Back then, my daughter was barely a year old. After the funeral, everything changed. Me, my husband, my sister, and my baby. We all moved into my father's old farmhouse. At first, it was quiet, too quiet. Then the nights started. My husband would shake me awake over and over again. Same time, almost every night, his voice trembling. There's a man in your sister's room. Half asleep, trapped between dream and reality. I whispered the same thing every time. It's the old man, because even in that state, I could hear it too. A voice, low, familiar, impossible to forget. My father's voice. Weeks passed, but it didn't stop. The voice kept coming back, sometimes faint, sometimes clear, always at night, always from her room. And every time, my body would freeze, like something deep inside me already knew the truth, but refused to accept it. Then one night, everything changed. I was alone in the kitchen, cutting vegetables, the house silent, heavy. Then suddenly, right behind me, a breath, cold, unnatural, and then a voice, clear, sharp, right in my ear. 10 Nile, something is wrong with your sister. I froze. My hands stopped moving. My heart felt like it dropped into darkness. I could feel something behind me, standing close, too close. But I couldn't turn around. And then I screamed. A scream so loud, so raw, it didn't feel human. After that night, nothing felt real anymore. I tried to ignore it, told myself it was grief, stress, madness. But deep down, I knew this wasn't in my head, because the house wouldn't let me forget. I started seeing him, not fully, not clearly, but enough. Reflections in mirrors, shadows in doorways. More than once, I saw him walking out of his old room, slow, silent, watching, like he was still living there, like he never left. And then my sister, every night, she would talk, not normal talking, arguments, whispers turning into panic, crying, begging, fighting someone who wasn't there. Sometimes I stood outside her door, listening, too scared to go in, too scared to know the truth. But in the morning, she remembered nothing, nothing, like the night erased itself from her mind. And that's when fear turned into something worse. Dread. The air in that house grew heavier, like something was building, like something was warning me. So one day, I sat her down, forced her to talk, and that's when she broke. Tears, shaking, fear in her eyes I had never seen before. And then she told me the truth. She wasn't alone at night. Someone was coming into her room, someone real. And suddenly, everything made sense. The voice, the warnings, the shadow. My father, he never left. He stayed, watching, waiting, protecting, even in death, even from the darkness inside his own house. Because some bonds don't break with death, and some spirits don't rest until their family is safe. That was the story, a story that reminds us death doesn't always mean the end. Sometimes it's just the beginning of something we don't understand. We spend our lives fearing the dark, fearing what we cannot see. But what if not everything in the dark is there to harm us? What if sometimes it's there to protect us? A father's love is not limited by breath or heartbeat. It doesn't disappear in a grave. It stays in silence, in shadows, in moments we can't explain, watching, waiting, guiding, and maybe, just maybe, some of the voices we hear in the dark aren't meant to scare us, but to warn us. So tonight, when the lights go off and the silence feels a little too heavy, ask yourself, are you really alone? Or is someone still watching over you? If you enjoyed this story, or if you have experienced something you still can't explain, share it in the comments. And if your story is real, you can send it to me at alh48277@gmail.com. Because here, on Real Story Hub, every story has a truth behind it.